Shalom, giving all praises, honors, and glories unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakal Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of the Church of Great Millstone, and shalom to the sincere and hopeful light. You brothers out there that's prophesying in the true name and the true doctrine about the times we're in, the attitude for the kingdom of heaven is at hand, as you brother Kodash Payah. As you can see here, this is a video that I had downloaded on police over there in Paris right now, scanning people's passports, their digital passports on their phone. And it seems like they're just, randomly popping up here and there, right? And not so long ago, you just had reports of many people selling the fake passports in paper, right? Which I believe was planned so they could, have another reason to go digital. But I'm going to play the video and I'm going to get a scripture that speaks about how they, Esau, these elites, right, are in these lurking places, right? So let's play this clip real fast.
Contrôlez vos passes sanitaires, s'il vous plaît. Voilà. Avec une pièce d'identité,
Right, and then you had, which I was looking for. I couldn't find it, but it was another video over in the middle. I believe if it was in Paris or London, one of the two, somewhere overseas. But they were showing you how the people in this home was recording the police that came into their homes, taking their children. And one other video was the police taking a man away due to this whole jab mandation people are not complying with. And I guess that's the backlash, right? Which is also fear tactics, you see. But this is the book of Psalms chapter 10. I might read the whole chapter, it's only 18 verses. The point is at 8, but I will start at verse 1. It says, "Why standest thou afar off, O Lord? Why hidest thou thyself in times of trouble? The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined." And that also goes back to, that reminds me of what Haman tried to do to Mordecai. He built a device for his destruction, but little did he know, he built it for his own downfall, right? And the scriptures speak about how they're about to fill their belly, satisfied in establishing their whole new world order, which this new world is out of order, right? Because when Yahweh Shah comes back, that's when things are going to be put back into order in righteousness. All right, so it says, verse 3, "For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blesseth the covetous, whom the Lord abhorreth." So the wicked boasteth of his pride, what he desires. And that's through their technology, right? They're trying to be like God, with their technology, trying to be like the Most High, having full control, having the world in submission. But it's not going to work in the way they plan it to be, because the Lord is going to come and intervene, right? Like it tells you in Isaiah 59:19. But this verse 4, it said verse 5, pardon me. It says, "His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them." So going up to where it says, "His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above all." So he going even back to Cain, how he committed the first murder, you see. And even then he was like, "Am I my brother's keeper?" So these elites, these Edomites, man, they have no love. And Isaiah, the 10th chapter, how they're passing these unrighteous decrees, these unrighteous laws and policies and restrictions, You know, they're going about with this whole draconian measurement, step by step with these trial runs and all that. But they're being exposed. They're being exposed. You got whistleblowers, the prophets of the Lord, and through this internet, it's backlashing their whole agenda. And once someone is exposed on their secrets and um that how they their system, they got no choice but to come down with force. You see, he had said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. And the scripture speak about how he says, I believe is in Obadiah, who shall see me? No, who shall bring me low? Roughly paraphrasing. And that's that pride in this man's heart. And the Lord is increasing this pride. Because the scriptures say pride goeth before destruction. Salakia. Verse 6 again, he had said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. And that's why you have these other nations. Scriptures say, let the weak say I am strong. So these other nations are, coming together and flexing their muscles, so to speak, with their weaponry and their military might. Verse 7, his mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. Right? So that verse 7, it says his mouth is full of cursing and deceit. So like it tells you in what, Psalms 55, his words are smoother than butter, but yet war was in his heart, roughly paraphrasing. So these are the things that they meditate on. That's why you can't trust everything you see and be so naive on everything you hear on the news or these, social media outlets. Because Esau, these elites, these banking families, right, so forth, they're controlling the narrative right now. They're trying to be humble, but people are all their wickedness is starting to be exposed. So everything they're saying is deceit, because they have a whole another agenda instead of what they're telling people. So this book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 29, they've always spoke deceit. This was during the Greco period of, after the death of Alexander, King Antiochus, right? It says, First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 29, and after 2 years fully expired, the king sent his chief collector of tribute unto the cities of Judah, who came unto Jerusalem with a great multitude, and spake peaceable words unto them, but all was deceit. For when they had given him credence, he fell suddenly upon the city, and smote it very sore, and destroyed much people of Israel. And these are the times we're coming to, Jacob's trouble. There's going to be a lot of slaughter and death. That's what's coming, man. Famine, pestilence, woes, lamentations, mourning, grief, right? And we're seeing the beginnings of sorrow, escalating right before our eyes, man. Headed to what? That hour of temptation. And we know what that includes, right? So this is the book of, going back to Psalms chapter 10 and verse 7 again. It says, his mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud, right? This guy's a fraud, man. Biden is a fraud, all of them, which they're just puppets to the higher elite. It says, under his tongue is mischief and vanity. Verse 8, he sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privately set against the poor. Who is the poor, man? Who is that? The Israelites. We're talking about you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, Native and Seminole Indians, which is your bastard names. For ye are the 12 tribes of Israel, the biblical Israelites. This is why we're the ones going through all this. And the poor, right? The ghettos, which that word referred going back, and I believe, to resonation of the Jews, you know? And we're the ones that they're primarily targeting, right? So it says, he sitteth in the lurking places of the villages, in the secret places, so they could, sneaky, so they could creep. And an example of that is with the police cars, on the highways, but they're like hidden behind the trees or whatnot. So when somebody comes by driving above the speed limit, and they have their device which can scan that's when they, usher into attack, to go in attack mode. Now Esau's doing this in all avenues with this technology, with these apps, with the track and trace apps, with digital passports, with hot spots or hot zones where they do checks, like turnpikes and stuff like that. So they're cutting off all avenues, you see? He said, in the lurking places of the villages, in the secret places, doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. Now we're going to get that word real quick, in the lurking places, right? Lurking.
Strong's H3993. Me'erav. Me'erav.
Right? So when they speak humble, war is in their heart. Meaning what? Ambush. Hunters. Blind. Ambush. Lurking place. Liars in wait. I might just title that. Liars in wait. Right? So they're waiting. They're studying people. They're being slick. I believe another word is cunning. So real swiftly, let's go to the etymology right here. Right? It goes lurking, to hide, lie hidden, to sneak away. Let's go to be slow in one's work. Right, now we're going to go down. It says, lie in wait, lie in ambush, behave in a sneaky and secretive manner. And that's how they bring it out, with the jab. They're being very sneaky with it, bribing people, having musicians and athletes or Hollywood actors to endorse this jab, which is all leading to the sea. That's why everything's going digital, right? Revelation 13 and 16. But they're lying in wait. They setting snares, They're setting snares and persuading people and manipulating them to get it, as far as giving them fines, these fear tactics, locking people up, right? Having these FEMA camps be built, having the troops come out and distribute it. Because people see the troops, they're like, they buckle in the knees. But we know that the Most High is controlling both sides. Because the quicker he brings all this to happen, the quicker the kingdom of heaven shall be established on earth. And that's what we desire. We desire the end of this place for the beginning of the real new, I'm going to say new order of the world in righteousness. Anyway, let's finish off with, pardon me. Verse 9, he lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net. That's a snare, a trap, right? And this is why during slavery, during, hardcore cotton picking slavery. I say it like that so you can know the time frame, right? They put bells on our people's necks in case they try to run away, they could hear them. That's why they gave them. That's why they had slave papers. That's why they branded them, putting marks on their flesh, to know who possessed them. And we still in captivity. We're the scriptures say the prey departeth not, man. This is not our rest. It never been our rest. Our true rest is when Yahushua comes back. That's real restoration. Verse 10, he croucheth and humbleth himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones. Come on, man. That's why the scriptures in Sirach, I believe the 12th chapter, tells you what? Never trust thine enemy as he go crouching. Meaning what? You're going to pretend like he's humble, right? Bribing you with gifts. The scriptures also say the gift destroyeth the heart. See, but our people are so comfortable in this place. That's why Isaiah said, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. Isaiah 31:1. Because you're going to be destroyed, joining hand with the king of this earth. That's being vile and malicious towards you. Right? That's taking you and departing you from your power, man. Like during the Maccabean times. Now I'm going to get one more precept and call it off on that. Matter of fact, let's continue reading. Salakia. Let's continue reading. It says, he have said in his heart, God have forgotten. He hideth his face, he will never see it. Which the Most High is controlling everything. Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hands of the Lord. So the Lord never forsook his people, man. He just turned his face for a little bit because of our disobedience. But now the Lord is turning his face back. And how do I know that? Just look at the apostles on down, bringing the word. Because the Lord always used men, prophets. And look at all the prophecies happening. That's how I know. The end is speaking. It says, he lieth his face, he will never see it. Arise, O Lord, O God, lift up thine hand. Forget not the humble. The Lord hears our cries, man. Wherefore doth the wicked contemn God? He hath said in his heart, thou wilt not require it. Thou hast seen it, for thou beholdest mischief and spite to requite it with thy hand. The poor committeth himself unto thee. Thou art the helper of the fatherless. Break thou the arm of the wicked, meaning their power, their stronghold, right? And the evil man, seek out his wickedness, till thou find none. The Lord is king forever and ever. The heathen are perished out of his land. Lord, thou hast heard the desire of the humble. Thou wilt prepare their heart. Thou wilt cause thine ear to hear, which is the elect, to judge the fatherless and the oppressed, that the man of the earth may no more oppress. That's what we're waiting for. We're waiting for that man to be out of power, these elites, so we won't be oppressed no more as a nation. But the Lord is going to raise up a remnant and elect. And the majority of our people is going to have to suffer the consequences, before being reborn in the kingdom, in their right minds. But judgment is coming, man. Right? And the elect is being prepared now. The Lord hears their desires. The Lord is preparing our hearts with our minds, to have to be single with our eye. What's that? I believe Yahushua was speaking about letting the eye be single. Focus on the kingdom. And not distracted by the broad places of this earth, which is snares and traps. You see. Anyway, I hope this lesson was edifying. Watch and pray. Till next time, Shalom.